What's good, YouTube? Wild Studios here, and today we're going to go over the easy install path for grabbing uh, the Wild VR community template. So if you go to the Godot 4 Meta Toolkit here, again we're expanding on the Godot 4.4 Meta Toolkit. It includes everything that you're going to need to get started. And my previous videos covered this from like a Visual Studio Code and Get perspective, and like what if you were a developer, that wanted to contribute back and be able to, open a branch. This is going to take a different approach, and it's going to kind of approach it from the question of what if I'm a developer that doesn't want to specifically like contribute back to the branch or get involved in that way. I just want to start using the template and know that I'm going to have a really solid place to start from when building out a Godot VR or XR game. In that case, you could simply download the zip file, and as the project states down here, you'll need 4.3 or later. Currently it does work in 4.4. You'll just navigate to the folder and pick an extraction location. I'm just going to extract all, and I'm just going to put this in a temp location really quick. Let's just call this like temp. All right. And then from here, you should have the project. Now, if you open the project up, again, this takes into account that you've already had Godot 4.4 installed. Then you should be good to go. It's going to start you up here. If you have not yet, you will need to install the Android build template. And what this is going to do is whenever you go to export, you're going to have this little red thing, Android build template not installed in the project. So just go ahead and hit this. It's pretty quick. The other thing that you'll want to check on is your export settings. So if you go to project and you go to, I think it's like Java or Android. Is it in the editor settings? Yeah, it's in the editor settings. We can unhide this. You're gonna have two paths that you care about. An SDK path. You're gonna need to have Android 33 SDK. So like I'll go to my Android Studio and to kind of talk you through that. You'll need Flamingo 22.2. That's what I recommend if you're an Unreal Engine developer because it's compatible with UE5 and UE4. But from here, you would go to your SDK manager. In your platforms, you're going to need basically 33 or up. So as you can see here, I have platform 33. I think that's pretty much it there. In your SDK tools, you're going to need to have command line tools 17 installed, or at least that's what works for me. And I just grab all the way down, and then you'll need these two CMakes and your Android SDK platform tools 35. And then my build tools, you can see I have 33 and 34. This is for UE5 basically. Yeah, so that's your Android Studio Flamingo. You can grab this off of their website. And that's it. You point to that, go to OpenJDK. As you can see here, I have tools OpenJDK 17.0.6. That's what seems to work without any issues. And the Godot docs for 4.4 say use OpenJDK 17. I did try 0.10, but it seems that 17.0.6 is more compatible across multiple vendors. Like whenever you go and you add an export path for, like, say the Pico, like if you were to come here and do Android, and then over here you want to turn on Gradle, and then you're like, okay, well, what XR mode, and you go open XR, and then you say, okay, I want to do Pico, right? So I've just had more luck. I don't need this extra Android. If you're packaging to Quest 2 or 3, that top entry that's already there for you will work. You can just hit this and hit export. Matter of fact, that's what we're going to do right now. So without any changes to the project, right, I could test this on MetaLink, and I could also, if my headset was plugged in, this little play button would be highlighted, and you can do what's called a direct deployment. But we'll just go ahead and jump right to the chase here, and we'll export this project as an APK. I'm just gonna shove this into like packages folder real quick. Yeah, there's my Godot. So I already had one in here, but I'll just overwrite it. Now, up at the top where it says subsequent builds will be faster, that's an understatement. Like, for one, coming from Unreal Engine, the build time on this is insane. It's a night and day difference coming from that world. First off, I'd probably still be like compiling shaders in the editor, opening it. But yeah, so we've already packaged, but we'll do this again just so you can see your subsequent build time. Boom, that quick. So yeah, it's really nice. Now from here, what we're gonna do is essentially go to MetaQuest Developer Hub. You can get this off of the developer Meta's developer dashboard. It's a really nice utility. But you would have your HMD plugged into like a USB link cable. It's essentially like a USB-C to a USB-A. Once it's plugged in, MetaQuest Developer Hub's gonna detect the headset. Under Device Manager, it should say what its status is. And we will go to, I think it's File Manager, or is it App Distribution? Is my headset asleep? Hold on, I think we could do it here. Yeah, this is where I've been doing it. So we'll just uninstall this build, and then we'll add a build. We'll pick the APK. It's gonna install. So this process is pretty straightforward. And then I think, yeah, I'll just slap the headset on once this gets done. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna cast while the cable's plugged in, so that way you guys can see my screen without having to do like a shared thing. All right, so that you guys can still hear me, I'm gonna put my headset around my mouth, or my mouth around my neck. All right. And we will do cropped so you can get a better view. And I think there's a way to change the eye. Yeah, because this is going to crop out the bottom, and I don't want to do that. Oh well. I would rather you guys be able to see the whole thing. It's on the right eye. Okay. Oh no, we don't want to restart. And I don't want to crop it. I want you to see the whole thing, so we'll just leave it like this. So in the headset, if you're familiar with this process, underneath your library, you're going to have like unknown sources. You just go to that and you launch it. And here we are. So just that quick, you start up, you're in the template, you have a right and left hand controller, you have jump, you have thumbstick on the left, snap turn on the right, and you have sprint, and you can jump off things, and you have collision. So like if you collide with an object, you're going to stop. If you lean into the object, it's going to push you back. But you can definitely do like non-collision based stuff and just use like a fade to black instead on the HMD. So yeah, this just goes over like getting you up and going and packaging and showing that process from a very entry level non-technical standpoint, because a few members have asked like, how do I go about this if I just want to play around with the template? So I hope that covers that. I will exit out of this, quit. Sorry, you guys got to see my headset get put down into its into its carrying case. I forgot I was still casting. So yeah, just to cover what's in here briefly, the VR player is here. It's a scene, so you can click this scene and open it up, and you can see the VR locomotion is here. This is built on top of the XR toolkit. So if we go here and you type in XR tools, it is the W4 demo that it's based off of. So I believe it is this one, and then also included in the template is the XR vendor support. And I think it's the version 3 that this is built off of, since version 4 is still in beta. And I haven't had any issues out of it. So that's basically what's included here in the add-ons directory. There's a VR locomotion component that's on the character. It's pretty elaborate, but it handles all of the movement that you see. You have all of these options available to you over here, including like not showing the capsule if you don't want to, changing the capsule color, etc., etc. Coming next is likely going to be climbing and different grip behavior. And there's been a request for teleport locomotion, of course. That is built into the tool as a function call, so it's pretty simple to implement, but it's something that we probably want to have in the template anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The controller scripts are pretty simple. It's just raycasting for these hidden pointers that you can toggle the visibility on as you need. And the next step is probably going to be getting a little bit more elaborate with the scene here. Both the frame rates appear to be pretty good with the basic scene on the Quest 3, but I would like to go ahead and set the frame detection logic up so it'll detect 72, 90, and like push the Quest to its max capacity depending on what Quest model you're running, the Quest 2 or Quest 3. And I'm going to do this in an OpenXR way so that it'll work across Picos or any other device that uses OpenXR extensions. So you'll always know that you're using basically what is necessary to hit frames. Yeah, until next time, guys, happy developing. Toodles. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and consider joining the YouTube as a Wild Ox family member, or like join the Discord. Reach out, ask questions. Even if you're not wanting to be actively involved in the community VR template and push things into this and contribute back in that way, but say you're just working on a little hobby project and you want to have a really solid starting position that you can get up and go on fairly quick with, and have other people to bounce questions off of as you're developing or building your experience. Yeah. Till next time, guys, happy developing and toodles.